Hi, welcome to Mars, or should I say Portugal. Right now, I find myself at the beginning of a 2-month trip. I'm studying abroad and it is going to be fantastic. I've decided that I'm going to make a weekly vlog for all 8 weeks of this trip. I am doing this to document my journey and all the fun and experiences that I have. So come along with me and let's get started with week 1. I would love to start with day 1, but we actually have to start with day 0 because Monday turned into Tuesday while I was on the plane. So this is my funny little Instagram story I made showing I got there. Hi. Let's start with a room tour. This is the dorm that I will be staying in for the duration of my trip. It comes with a lovely little kitchenette and this neat little bed and desk area. This will be my main companion for the trip, View. And when you turn around this way, you can walk back towards the door and here you find the bathroom. It's a nice little bathroom. It does the job. And I've already pretty much set myself up in it, so I feel comfortable. Overall, the dorms are really nice. It will be a great place to live for these 2 months. I didn't start this until day 3, so I don't have any footage from before, but I can say day 1, I landed. I was so tired. It was a 9-hour flight and I got here at 8 a.m. and then I sat in my hotel lobby until 2 p.m., which was when my hotel room was available to me. And the moment I got into my hotel room, I sat down and I crashed. So that happened. Day 2 though, I got here, and I'll show you here later, but I got to my dorm where I will be staying for the next 2 months while I study abroad over here in Portugal. I met up with some of the other girls in my program and we had a brief orientation. There were some tornadoes along the routes that a lot of the planes were taking. So a lot of planes were canceled, delayed, didn't go, all those bad things. I'm lucky I went a day early. Good day to be me. Those girls that were there though, they came on the day and they were some of the few that managed to get here. So they're here, safe and happy, and other people are slowly arriving now on day 3. But we had a brief semi-orientation where we got checked into our rooms in the building and had a brief neighborhood tour where they showed us where the pharmacy was and like the supermarket. It's very cool. I'm having fun. Day 3, we had another brief orientation where we were given Metro cards, which is super awesome. It's now I can go places. I'm not going anywhere though, right now. I'm staying home. But I also went to the grocery store where I bought some stuff. It was sort of a cool experience. I learned grocery stores in Portugal only have like groceries. They don't have a lot of the other stuff that is in American grocery stores, which was cool, good and bad, cool and not cool. I went looking for batteries. I don't know where to find them. I'm gonna ask tomorrow and I'll tell you how that goes. But aside from that, everything's going great and I feel good. This was one of the first lunches I had and it's a sandwich popular in Portugal and it was phenomenal. Hey gang, I was just at the grocery store and saw a real life Mars bar and I thought that was just crazy. So I'm gonna try this bad boy. I don't even know what's in this thing. Caramel and nougat. Fantastic. I will say, I think I prefer whatchamacallits, but this bad boy is fantastic. Put it back for later. This brings us to day 5. On day 5, we started the day with a tour of the school that will be our host university. It's very beautiful and there's lots of cool artwork inside and out. Later in the day, we went and toured an old neighborhood of Lisbon, Alfama. if I'm saying that right, that is. It has this beautiful riverfront area right outside, which we were all having a great time getting photos with. And then we went towards the neighborhood, which was rich with culture, beautiful. We got to see some lovely tile on buildings and just here in general. We went and visited a cathedral, which has fascinating history and more beautiful tile.
We think it came from the Chinese porcelain. The cheapest porcelain arrived to Europe was the blue and white, and we became obsessed with this. So in Germany, they start painting in Delft the blue and white tiles and the ceramic, and in Portugal also start copying it. So a lot of our hand-painted tiles are just like this. Of course, we are in a church, so the representations are all religious, about Christ or specific saints. And over there you have an image, you see a face, a part of the torso. This is a relic of Saint Anthony. But let's talk about the relics outside.
Outside, there were more breathtaking views and bright blue skies and more beautiful tile. By this point, I was bright red, sweating. It was a walking tour. It was really fun, but a walking tour. Bright red.
I don't know if it works the other way around. I was raised with that saying that if you want a good husband, you have to pray to Saint Anthony. The matchmaker saint. So, some years ago, you would come to Lisbon at the night of the 12th to the 13th. The entire traditional neighborhoods like Alfama, they would be decorated with stands like this, made with wood, with tables where you could buy food, mainly sardines, or drink something. Today, it's the entire month of June.
Lisbon is getting ready to celebrate a holiday in the month of June. The neighborhood is already getting all dressed up and beautiful for this holiday with these festive streamers, but it was time to go home. So the girls and I headed back, and we turned in for the night. This brings us to day 6. Day 6 was very boring. All I really did was go to the grocery store and have lunch with one of the guys. There was a pretty flower stand though, and for 2 seconds I watched his groceries. Day 7. Starting this day, we had a tour of the city centre. To get there, we had to take the train, which was honestly not bad at all. It was really cool, but
So we left that.
we're accidentally standing too far down the platform and ended up abandoning our teachers and guide. It was great. Walking into Sintra, there were some cool statues and beautiful pathwork. Walking in, it was just breathtaking. We visited this castle, which may not look like what you think of when you think of a castle, but it was really nice. Here we have 2 of the girlies, Grace and Desiree, who we adore. Heading in, it was almost set up like a museum. It had a lot of original architecture and beautiful painted ceilings throughout that we got to see. There were roped off spaces that we couldn't touch. There were some artifacts, and overall, it was just really neat. After that, we we had free time, so we went on the town to find something to eat, and we ended up at this really neat little restaurant, and I had duck. It was so good that all I had left was this carrot puree. After that, the girlies wanted to go back on the town and find a little street to walk up and down, which they found a cute little street. In fact, we ended up doing a photo session, and here are the results of that. Honestly, they all look so good. And here's 2 photos of me, because I didn't want photos. After that, it was pretty much time to leave, and I was fairly tuckered out and ended up sat next to a window where I couldn't give you a train montage. I fully ended the night eating pizza with Desiree and Abby. And there's week 1, 7 whole days of the adjustment period. Now, day 8, when I'm editing this, we start class, and I can't wait to tell you how that goes next week. It may be the end for now, but this is only the beginning. See you in week 2.